Redox reaction means what? A reaction in which oxidation and reduction both take simultaneously or side by side takes place or simultaneously. Reduction and oxidation makes the redox. So every reaction is redox, every complete reaction is a redox reaction because when oxidation take place, then compulsory there must be a reduction, right? So first of all, we should know that what is oxidation means and what is reduction means. Oxidation means it's the gain of oxygen. Whenever we add oxygen to any element, we say that it is oxidation, and here gaining of hydrogen takes place. Suppose if I say Mg plus O2 MgO, then we say that Mg is oxidized, and if I say N2 plus H2 NH3, then we should know that it is reduced because nitrogen has gained what? Hydrogen. So it is a reduction. That is the conventional simple definition of oxidation and reduction. And opposite to this, what we can say? Loss of hydrogen is also a reduction, oxidation, and loss of what? Oxygen is also a reduction. Just opposite definition. Number third, you know, oxidation means what? In terms of electron, oxidation is what? It is loss of electrons. And here we can say gain of electrons. Whenever electron lost, we say that it is oxidation. Like if I write the equation Na convert into Na plus, that means it has lost electron. So we can say that it is oxidized. And here if I write Cl plus electron gives Cl minus, it has gained the electron, right? So it has reduced. So loss of electron is always oxidation, gain of electron is always reduction. Now from this only we can derive one more definition, that is what? Increase in positive valency. See here neutral element has positive valency 0, but here positive valency has increased. So you can write this also definition. Increase in positive valency is a oxidation, and here increase in negative valency. Like how here chlorine valency is 0, neutral atom always a valency 0, and here minus 1. So negative valency has increased. Here plus 1. So positive valency increased from 0 to plus 1. Right? So whenever positive valency increases, you say oxidation, and negative valency increases, you say it is reduction. Now next definition, which is again very important, adding of electronegative element, electronegative element is an oxidation, and here adding of electropositive element is reduction. What is electropositive and electronegative element? Electronegative means non-metals, electropositive means metals. See how? Suppose you take Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl, right? So how we say that it is oxidation or reduction? Because here Na has gained what? Cl. Na has obtained what? Cl. So it is gaining a negative element. So Na is oxidized. Clear? And already we know that Na valence is 0 and here Na is in plus 1 because NaCl, Na plus 1, positive valency increasing, you can say oxidation. Same way, if you write this example in that side, this will be a similar case, Na plus Cl2. If I write NaCl, you say that Cl has gained the Na and it has obtained what? Na. Na is what? Electropositive element. Electropositive element. So when electropositive element is added, that means reduction has taken place, right? And vice versa, you can write one more definition. What? If you write opposite to this, which is removal, removal of electropositive element, and here you will write removal of electronegative element. From this all definition, you can identify what is oxidation and what is reduction. This is called, basically the latest concept is this electron terms of electron. How we say that oxidation and reduction has taken place, right? So first we should know what is oxidation and reduction, right? So we'll take few examples and we also know what is oxidant and reductant, what is oxidizing agent and reducing agent, right? So we'll take example. Suppose if I start from a very simple example, this NaCl only, Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl, right? 2 NaCl I'll write and I'll write here 2, I'll balance the equation. Now here Na has converted into Na plus, or Cl has converted into Cl minus. It has lost electron. So obvious you will write that Na is oxidized and Cl is reduced. Now how you can say it has oxidized? If you write its actual reaction, that is actually Na first convert into Na plus by loss of electron, and loss of electron is what? Oxidation. Cl has gained electron, it has converted into Cl minus, and gain of electron is called reduction. And once Na plus and Cl form minus is made, it will make what? NaCl. This is a redox reaction, right? So we can say formation of NaCl involve oxidation and reduction, right? If I take another example, this is in terms of electron. Suppose if I take zinc oxide react with carbon, I'll write zinc plus Co. Here you can, how you will identify in if in any reaction hydrogen and oxygen is mentioned, it become very easy to determine oxidation and reduction. How? Because here zinc oxide is convert into zinc and here carbon convert into carbon monoxide. So what is oxidation and reduction? Obvious, carbon is convert into CO. It is what? Oxidation. And zinc is losing oxygen. Zinc oxide convert into zinc. Loss of oxygen is what? Reduction. Right? So this is the way how we find the oxidation and reduction. But here if you say What is the role of carbon in this? How zinc oxide is reduced to zinc? Carbon is helping in this oxidation, this reduction. So carbon is here is a reducing agent. What is reducing agent? Which help in reduction. And you know carbon is converted into carbon monoxide, that is it is oxidized. Who is supplying oxygen to this? Zinc oxide. So it is an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent help in oxidation, reducing agent help in reduction. So see what we can write over here. First we will write what is oxidation. You say it is loss of electron, right? And what is an oxidizing agent? You will say it's an electron acceptor. Oxidizing agent is a electron acceptor. It is called oxidant. It is called oxidant. Same way, what is reduction? You will say reduction means gain of electron. When any element electron gains, it is a reduction. And what is reducing agent? You say electron donor. Electron donor. It's a reductant. So remember, an oxidizing agent is electron acceptor, whereas reducing agent is a electron donor. An oxidizing agent accepts the electron and itself is reduced, and reducing agent gives electron and itself to oxidized. Clear? Now, suppose if I take another example, Zn plus Fe2 plus convert into Zn2 plus Fe. Oxidation number, it's the very important concept in understanding oxidation and reduction. So first of all, we will understand what is oxidation and oxidation number. Oxidation number, it is assumed that there is a complete transfer of electron from a less electronegative atom to a more electronegative atom. If I write a simple equation, then what happens? Suppose we have written Na plus Cl2. Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl. Here I have written a very simple equation 2 and 2. The valency of oxygen, here sodium is 0 because neutral atom has 0 and chlorine also has 0. Here sodium is plus 1 and chlorine is minus 1. So in this we can say here valency is increasing, here valency is decreasing, right? So oxidation number of an atom is equal to, what is oxidation number? It is equal to what? The unit of real or imaginary charge present on the atom in a molecule. It is equal to the real or imaginary charge present on an atom in a molecule. Suppose in NaCl, it's a complete molecule. In this, sodium has +1, chlorine has -1, right? So this charge is calculated on the basis of rules, certain rules we follow. If it is an ionic bond, then ionic compound, then there is no issue because you directly find. But when it comes to a covalent compound, then we have to assign the oxidation number or oxidation state. And it is assumed that electron are transferred from positive to negative element. Like here I have used Na and Cl2 gives NaCl. So charge Na is converted into +1 and Cl is converted into -1. So their oxidation, one oxidation number increases, other oxidation number decreases. So oxidation number is what? Equal to charge. So here what is charge? What is the charge Na carry? Zero charge because Na is 11 electron and 11 proton. There is a no charge. So charge is zero, oxidation number is zero. Cl2, there is a no charge, zero. But in NaCl, total charge is zero for NaCl because plus and minus are equal. But individually, ions has certain charge. So there are certain rules which we follow to assign an oxidation number of each element. That we will study what are the rules for assigning an oxidation number. Assigning oxidation number. Yes, here I have written imaginary charge. Suppose if I write CH4, we know that here neither carbon nor hydrogen has charge because they are not formed by charging. You know, they are formed by sharing of electron, right? But still it is imagined that H is carrying positive charge, positive 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and carbon is -4. They are equaling the charge and making it 0. But practically, we know that they are not formed by charging of electron. They are formed by sharing of electron, right? So, but we imagine that they must contain some charge, right? So we call it imaginary charge. Clear? You will get more details when we do some compounds. So first, what are the rules for assigning oxidation number? How to assign oxidation number? Rule number 1. First, in a molecule or ion, the shared electron are counted toward the more electronegative atom. In a molecule or ion, the shared electron, here see what I have done. Here I have taken carbon negative. Why? Because it is more electronegative than hydrogen. So electrons are, even they are shared. They are shared equally from carbon and hydrogen. There is a equal participation. But still it is assumed that they are more toward the more electronegative atom. So in a molecular ion, the shared electrons are counted toward the more electronegative atom. Electrons are counted in more electronegative atom. Number two. Number two is the oxidation number of an element in a free state. Of a molecule or atom in free state is taken at 0. How? Suppose if I write Na, So its charge would be taken at 0. H2O, its charge will be taken at 0, right? All the molecule or atom that charge sulfur S8, its charge is taken at 0. So that is uncombined state is always 0. Number 3. Number 3 means oxidation number of ions. Oxidation number of ions is equal to its charge. Whatever the charge is carry. Suppose if I write Mg2 plus, so its oxidation number is 2, right? If I take any charge, suppose Cl minus, so its oxidation number is minus 1. So charge is taken as ions, their oxidation number is equal to their charge. Number 4. If two or more atoms of an element are present in a molecule, suppose two or more atoms of an element are present element are present in a molecule like if you say Na2S2O3, or suppose if you take Cr2O7 2 minus, right? So here the oxidation number of atom of that element is average of oxidation number of all the atom in the element. How? Suppose if I take here I have taken chromium. If I want to find the oxidation number of chromium, suppose, and here chromium is two atoms. So I will take 2x because I don't know what is the oxidation number of chromium. And if I know the oxidation number of oxygen, that is normally it is given minus 2 oxide, right? And how many atoms are there? 7 atoms are there. And what is the total charge of that ion? You will write minus 2. Clear? So from this way, you will write 2x equals to what? Minus 2 and plus 14. It comes to how much? 2x equals to how much? You will write 12, and x equals to how much? 6. So the charge of chromium, for average charge of chromium is 6. 6 to the 12, 7 to the 14. So 12 and 14, 2 is remaining. So 2 minus is there. So in this way, you can find the charge of atoms. If more than 2 atoms are present, then we take average charge. This is the 4 rules. Any doubt in 4 rules? Then we will go next. Rule number 5. Oxidation number of alkali metal. What are alkali metal? Group 1 element. Alkali metals is always taken as plus 1. Alkaline earth metals, yani group 2, they are taken as plus 2, right? Or agar, if it is an aluminium, then plus 3. That is a constant oxidation number, right? So there is no ambiguity, like if I take Na, it is always plus 1. If I take K, it is always plus 1. If I take calcium, it is always plus 2, right? Alkali earth metals. Then rule number 6. Rule number 6 is oxidation number of oxygen. Oxidation number of oxygen in its compound is how much? Is normally minus 2. Normally, not always. There are many exceptions. When it is peroxide, peroxide, then it become minus 1. Peroxide minus 1. Suppose if I take H2O2, this is a peroxide. So here oxygen has minus 1 oxidation state. Then if it is a superoxide, superoxide you will study in S block, hydrogen. Superoxides, their oxidation state is still less, minus 1 by 2, 1.5. Like if I say NaO2, Na is plus 1. So oxygen will be total minus 1, but 2 atom is there. So here it is what? Half, minus half. So normally what we take? Oxygen minus 2. But whenever you see peroxide and superoxide, okay, one more way how to identify whether it is a superoxide, peroxide or simple oxide. You can learn this as a ions. What we write as a normal oxide? O2 minus. This is a oxide ion. How to write as a peroxide? Peroxide you write O2 2 minus. And if it is a superoxide, then it become O2 but 1 minus. Clear? Oxygen may have when it combined with the more electronegative element. So you can write in OF2 because F is negative, so then oxygen become what? Positive. And here the oxidation number of oxygen is plus. Here it is what? Plus 2. And if it is O2F2, this is minus 1, so it become plus 1 plus 1. These are the two compound because oxygen is the second most electronegative element in the periodic table. First is fluorine. So whenever it combined with the fluorine, it become positive. Rest all it will be a negative only. So especially these two compound you must remember where oxygen has positive oxidation number. OF2 whenever it combine with the fluorine it become positive. Normally it is negative. Suppose it is sodium, sodium is plus 1, so this become minus, but here it is minus, so then it must be positive. So this we have done the rule for oxygen. Now oxidation number of hydrogen. Next, number 7. Oxidation number of hydrogen is taken as what? Plus 1 normally, right? But in metal hydride, because metals are positive, in that case it become minus 1. How? Suppose if I take LiH, you say Li is plus 1, so it must be minus 1. Clear? NaH, LiH, CaH2. Calcium is plus 2 because it's a metal, so it must be a minus 2, but total valency become minus 1 because 2 atom is there. So whenever there is a metal hydride, then hydrogen become this one. Then Oxidation number of fluorine. Number 8. Oxidation number of fluorine is how much?